to bother you. Did anyone here call? I don't know if it was here or upstairs or about someone bothering them. It was a harassment complaint. I know. I'm sorry, I don't have a mask. I would have totally joking.
That's fine. Let me,
You can probably get the last name too for my car, but first name.
Yes, see?
Did you call?
I did not call, but I am going to give you
Suicidal people. 5
It could be upstairs too, though. You know what I mean? I just don't remember.
Oh, we don't see anybody up there. I'm calling Sal. The first name. Tell me, Sarah. See, I told you it was not called.
Alright, I was like, I can go verify too the name on that.
4187 on Boston Ave. Number 5.
Hi, how you doing?
Drive.
Good.
Apartment number 10. Cross Parkswood Drive. Caller's a home L-Pain. Reporting a 7-year-old female making suicidal threats. EMS.
I'll go outside and check. I'll verify the name, and I can even call the number too.
Let's see. I have a Route 9 admin Greenfield Center.
Yep.
Phone number ending 9575.
Correct.
Dr. Schwartz.
Yep.
Blue Shield.
Yep.
CVS.
That's fine, like it could be, but I like to at least check.
It looks like your hip is out of date, so we're just going to
Nobody's told us anything.
Listen, I'll walk up there and I'll check, and if you don't see me, then I figure it out. Like I said, I figured I'd just ask you guys first. So, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Hello. Someone call for us up here to make a complaint?
There's a call.
Is there?
There is.
I was gonna say if you want to try. Sounds good.
What's going on? You can read a few things.
Parcom reactivating half 1A1 Charlie. Painting episode number 24 Devitt Road. 1040.
4197 sure is
The deal for the bundle is $15.
4197.
27.
car rent service on Everett McMaster Street.
2497 and 1047.
She says many school systems already have her books in their collection.
413 Sheriff's Dispatch. I'm back in the car.
This is welcome gift once the district purchases the books. Smith says she also likes to go in and read the books to the kids at their school.
43 and 1048.
She actually knows about reading sometimes as well. So they get really excited when they see that the kids are real people. Smith says she does it all because she has a passion for the kids. I'm very passionate about helping in the power line. Actually, 20% of the sales from all of my books is donated to my nonprofit, my life and time. So everything I do comes back to me being able to be of service.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Do you want a mask, by the way, or?
You can keep on your phone.
Thanks.
You're
You
welcome.
have the shut?
Yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna have you come right into my conference room.
Sure.
I'm gonna give you the background, and then I can probably pull up on my computer some of the stuff.
Sure.
My office represents Saratoga Center for the Family.
Okay.
So that's the counseling service place that meets with children and adults, and they have
Okay.
therapists there.
Okay.
Ethan Smith has
I'm familiar with him.
Okay.
You don't have to explain. I heard no further.
Okay.
No,
so,
I do know him though. I do.
Ethan Smith has been harassing the counselors at the center,
Okay.
and my office sent a letter to Ethan Smith basically saying, do not communicate any further with the counselors.
Yeah.
Any communication has to go through my office.
Okay.
we received a couple harassing emails from Ethan and kind of just let it go.
Yeah.
And so far, he stopped. On August 1st, one of the counselors at Saratoga Center for the Family, Wendy Tedesco, received a voice message from who is Ethan's fiance.
Okay.
And basically saying, I'm going to sue you, I have a federal case against you, you've committed premeditated murder because she lost her baby, she was pregnant,
Okay.
and said that due to the stress that my clients have made her endure, she lost the baby and that's murder. Threatened to go to the board of directors and says, I want who's your personal attorney and who's your corporate attorney.
Yeah.
So Wendy sends me, and I have this on recording.
Yeah.
Wendy sends me that voice message.
Yep.
Baldwin, who is the director of the center, gets two messages, essentially kind of saying the same things.
Yeah.
I send Jen a letter, so this is August 1st, August 2nd, August 4th. August 5th, I send a letter, which I have a copy.
Ethan Smith's fiance.
Ethan Smith's fiance. Essentially saying, you're not a client of the center.
And now, is he a client? Or
No.
is
His kids
his
are a
kids,
client.
yeah.
So
That's
he's,
usually what it's about with him.
Yeah.
So.
the letter, let's see where I have all the posts and garbage, and the letter I send is basically, I can't talk to you about it because you're not a client.
Yes.
And please stop contacting Center for the Family. If you have any issues, send them to me, but we're limited on what we can do.
Attorney to drop 2 off at Washington County, starting same as ending.
2493 in North Washington County, 1051.
So, August 9th, he sends this email, kind of ranting,
To you.
to me.
Okay.
Also, don't do the second call in your district, 1052.
So she's like quoting things
She's
from your letter,
from my
essentially.
letter, trying to explain, what she's going to do.
That's Ethan's ex, correct?
Correct.
The mother?
The
Okay.
mother.
I spoke with her on the phone last week, actually.
This seems to have a history of when things are ramping up in court, they ramp up everywhere. So I kind of expect that they either just were in court or they're about to go back to court.
It could be. I don't know the particulars of that, but just to give you some context of my exposure to him, he came into the public safety building this past Saturday, so just a couple days ago, and requested to file a missing persons report on his children because he does not trust or like the Mechanicville Police Department, who did a welfare check on his kids earlier that day, twice. They laid eyes on the kids, they are fine and safe. But since he does not like them, he wanted to report them missing.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that. So essentially it was me telling him, I followed up in the Mechanicville Police Department and told him this, and he did not like that answer, and we essentially had to say, can we help you with anything else? No? Have a good day. And
They threaten a federal lawsuit against you too?
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Everything. Everything. Oh yeah. I'm recording the whole thing, which is fine. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
I'm recording,
Yeah.
but we're very familiar with Ethan. Very familiar. My sergeant actually came out because he's like, I know who this is. And just to protect you, essentially, because, I mean, he told me a little bit about him. He's like, I'll come out there to stuff you out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and this is knowing him and the history here. This is why I called, because in there, I'm threatening to go to your board of directors on the center. He's posting, I have posts of stuff that he's put on Facebook and Google reviews. Some of these predate these letters, but like, this guy just likes to make waves. And then there are things in here for me, like, I am personal. Doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. How do you know that? So I'm starting to feel like, are you stalking me? Is my family safe? Because clearly I don't think you're stable, you know, him or his girlfriend or fiance or whatever she wants to call herself. You know, to say that the center or the therapist committed premeditated murder because she miscarried her child, like, that's not stable. And I'm very sorry that he lost his child, or that they lost their child, but you're not wrapped tight. And I want it papered up in case there is a problem.
I can definitely do a informational case for you, just in case this does get brought up any further. You have some documentation that, hey, you know, this has been documented, you know, essentially
so
false
this
allegations.
I didn't respond to her.
Which it's better just to... She sent this after, I'm assuming?
Yes. So this is on the what is this, the 9th? And then that's on the 12th. So she just responded and says, I'm
after
going...
not respond. Okay.
Right.
You failed to respond to my email call. I mean, she's not a client. You have no liberty to be in contact with her. So,
Right.
in all honesty, it doesn't work. She can say whatever.
I mean, looking at the penal law, I pulled up, you know, stuff here. You've got potentially for stalking forth, especially if they're going, like, on my personal social media pages. They're doing stuff with the therapist as well. Harassment second, aggravated harassment second. So, I mean, if she actually reaches out to the directors, which they haven't said anything yet, you know, there may be some action there too. Like, we're just, I don't trust either.
She
of
was
these
on your
people.
personal page too?
I'm assuming that she was, and I've since changed my settings so that the only way that you can see my stuff is if you're friends with me, because I don't know how she would know.
Basically the first half and then skimming the rest.
Yeah.
Just because I would like copies of these in general
Take this,
too.
you can take all of
Okay,
it.
perfect.
Yep. And I told about this today. I said, listen, either we both contact the sheriff or neither of us do. She goes, no, contact the sheriff and tell me what I need to do. So you need to talk and have her come here, or you can go. I assume she's at the center today.
I'm going to take everyone's information down.
Sure.
Just because of the extent of who this individual is and the past history with them. I'm going to run it by a sergeant and see what they want me to do.
Sure.
It might just be like an informational thing at this time until some more action is taken. So for us, for an aggravated harassment or harassment, a lot of the times what we do, it will, how the penal law reads it, has to be more of a direct threat of like harm, or say like if I say I'm going to burn your house down, so of property.
Yeah.
So, or I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like that would be harassment. And then if they did it online, it'd be the same thing, but an aggravated harassment, so it'd be a misdemeanor, bumped
Right.
up from the felony if it's online.
Right.
I don't know why they're two different, but whatever. If you have more, I want to say evidence, but more inclination of she's going through your personal Facebook, she's, you know, legitimately stalking you, because that's usually over a certain period of time as well. Call back too, because I want this all documented. Like I said, just because of the individual and who it is, I'm hoping that they just kind of cut it soon and move on. But you never know. That was my first time dealing with Ethan on Saturday. I know he lives in Clifton Park and Half Moon.
Yeah.
Or Grant Hill right here.
I have been in communication with both. I mean, I am friends with. She's the attorney for the child on this case, and she says, "Oh, these people." She goes, They threaten all the time. I know he's stalking my Facebook page because I went on vacation on Wildwood, and he gets on the stand and says, "I'd love to take my children on vacation. I'd love to do stuff like take them to Wildwood and look." So like he's subtly doing things which, if to any other person, be like, "Oh, okay, well it's kind of specific, but okay." She had literally just gotten back that weekend, and they were in court.
Yeah.
So it's like clearly he's doing things, and that's, I'm assuming, because she says something about me being friends. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. I could trip over you until yesterday. I didn't really know what you looked like.
Yeah,
How
and you,
would
like you
know
said,
that?
your settings are now different, so
Totally
everything's
different,
private,
yeah.
which is good because you have to protect yourself when it comes to that too.
Yeah.
And just an experience too, either working for a law office or, you know, law enforcement. It's just always good practice, just everything private, just because you never know who's out there dealing with the public, I should say too, you
Yep.
know, in a
Yep.
somewhat negative point of view, or could be negative.
Yep.
It's always a good practice.
4170, sure.
What was I just gonna say? I mean, when he came in on Saturday too, he was throwing out, you know, oh, it's violating this penal law for the custodial, this and that, and you know, because essentially about the welfare check on his kids, and it was more or less his oldest daughter. And for us, I mean, one as the sheriff's office or any law enforcement, I mean, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we don't enforce custody agreements. That's all in family court, and
Yeah.
he wanted us to make an arrest due to the custodial interference,
Yeah.
which we can't even do.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the times he will spit off the law, but it's not necessarily correct.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of it is interpretation that he feels is correct.
Yeah. Yep.
Just to give you context, because I know he did quote something in one of the letters too, a
Yeah.
certain law, which
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what that is. I have to look it up myself. It's like 50 something.
Do you want the voice messages that she gave to the center, because that's something that I can either email or I
Yes, I was just gonna ask if you could email that to me, because
Sure.
then I
What's
can
your
add it to
email
the case
address?
file. I'm actually gonna write down everything for you right here, if that's okay. Actually,
fine.
I'll have you write it down because your handwriting's probably much neater than mine.
can. What do you got?
Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pull a call for service first, okay? 4194 Sheriff's Dispatch.
Sheriff,
Can you create me a case number, please? It's gonna be 22-00.
your case number 5128 5120.
Received, thank you. You got that, 5128? Perfect. So my email. Yes. Yep. Yeah, email that to me because I can add it right to the case file.
Good.
So
Yeah,
that'll
there
be
are
good.
3 voice messages.
That's gonna be better just because then I can put it,
Yep.
for formatting. That'll be good.
Yep.
What's your last name? First name? Good phone number for you? $518, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Your friend too. Let me grab her information. What's her last name?
I'm sorry?
Your friend. Do you know her date of birth, phone number, anything like that?
I can get you a phone number.
Phone number would be good. And then where is she? What's her office?
Her office. I get you that.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I'll let. You're going to want to talk with her.
Sure.
One two zero Sheriff's Dispatch.
Sheriff,
I'm sorry.
clear at 1104.
So. number to reach her at today.
And what's her last name again?
And she's the director of Saratoga Center for the Family. Her phone number is
And what's her title?
Clinical Director of Center.
So she's at the center as well?
Yeah, she's at the center.
All three of these people, they're at the center, correct?
No. An attorney for the child. She's, God, I can't remember the name of her firm.
Is it this one down here? Or is this you?
No, that's me.
You. Okay, so it's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
if I have to speak with her, I can always figure that out. Okay, I'm definitely gonna make contact with the people at the office, just because that seems to be more where it's directed at. And go from there.
Again, I'm concerned with, this person. We plan on shutting Saratoga Center for the Family down, and have lots of hurt parents stepping up to expose their stories. You're on our list of exposing now and covering up these vile crimes. Like, I know it's just a written threat, but I don't trust these people. They're not stable.
Mm-hmm.
Like these, as in fiance and
Absolutely.
and
311-431.
threatening to expose them. I don't know what this is. I'm very loud, and y'all have tried to violate my rights on top of Ethan's, and I say, oh, hell no. You picked the wrong mom to mess with and attempt to silence. So, like, she just doesn't seem stable.
A lot of times, have you ever seen them in person or dealt with them in person?
We have their pictures on the wall. If they come to my office, we're calling you guys back.
So a lot of the times what will happen is they'll walk in and she will record him as he's not violent as far as I know. My dealings with him are not violent. Will just, like I said, state penal laws and state laws that he thinks are correct, and says, well, you're not going to do anything. What about this law? Like, you have to. And it's like, no, we don't. It doesn't pertain to us.
Yeah.
And essentially at a certain point, you just have to kind of cut it off and be like, have a good day.
Yeah.
And we can't ask him to leave the public safety building because it's a lobby, it's a public place, but you guys can hear.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, like you said, we can come in and make him leave.
We've instructed everyone here that if they come to the window, because they have no business being here unless they're dropping something off, that ask them to leave or say, oh, I'll step in the back, and then leave the window area. Tell someone in the back to call the police.
She will record him, like I said, and I've actually never spoken with her directly, but when, like I said, my experience, she will just stand there and record Ethan as he talks with whoever, just to give you a background. So just a heads up, if they do come in and do that, hopefully they don't, be aware it's probably recorded. Expect it to be recorded, honestly,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't even speak anything unless you have to with them. I'm going to document all this, like I said.
And I'm going to email you those.
Yes, the recordings. Like I said, I'm going to bring it up to my sergeant and just see what he thinks, just because this is an ongoing thing, and I guarantee you are not the only ones. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure, to be honest, our office is getting letters and stuff like that because of us not doing anything about it on Saturday when Canterville did a welfare check. So, it's probably not just you. I can almost guarantee at this point.
Well, I can tell you this. On Monday, I think it was, he sent an email to me, to one of his pastor. There were a couple other people on there that I didn't recognize, where he's saying, and who is it directed to? Oh, he wanted it to go to the counselor. Copies of motions that he made and why he feels justified in his position. But he had a list of, I think that there was someone from the sheriff's office there as well.
Remember her name?
Give me a minute, I'll tell you.
I'm just curious because I don't follow up with them and see what they kind of...
Give me just a minute. your boss. M. Zerlo at Saratoga
Oh, yeah.
New York.gov.
So I'm not surprised. Is this a copy as well?
You can keep that.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I'm gonna just add it. When was this? The 15th. Okay, so
Yeah,
after.
Yep, so that's
Okay,
on Monday
great.
he's sending that. And that's separate from this because he's trying to, this is the email I'm telling you
Is this
about.
actually Ethan?
Yeah, Ethan sent that, and he sent it to me, not the counselor, which was what he was directed to do, so he's following instructions. And it was, all the attachments, came out to be like that. It was pretty lengthy. But, yeah.
We know Ethan very well. So, no, I mean, I'm actually kind of happy I dealt with that incident on Saturday because now it gives me kind of a background on who this person is and I can, relate on that level.
Yeah.
Everything's going to go on that incident number. So the 5128 right there. If you need a copy of the report, you want to follow up with something, you have more information, you're more than welcome to email me or you can call the non-emergency number, which I'm assuming you did today, the 885. Either one works.
Okay.
What happens is dispatch gets your message and then they send me a message saying to call you.
Perfect.
So if it's over the phone, just call the non-emergency. If it doesn't need to be by phone or it's not urgent, just email me and I can get back to you via
Okay.
email. Like I said, everything, even from here on out, it's going to go through that incident number until
Okay.
a separate incident occurs, if that
So,
makes sense.
because I know that this is a conversation that and I have had, and even Wendy to a certain extent, at what point in time does the center need to have an order of protection against?
That's what I was kind of on the road to as well. I'm going to talk to my sergeant today because with my case that I'm doing for this, it might be enough to be like, hey, this guy's, for lack of a better term, a nuisance and is causing ongoing issues.
Yeah.
Nothing that pertains criminally. It's not criminal yet.
Right.
But it's been ongoing.
Right.
What can we do? Because it's
Right.
hard too. And that's why for stalking it's hard too. For essentially a public, not public, but an organization like a law firm or a center like what they do.
Right.
It's hard because they work with the public. You know what I mean? For stalking, that is. But
I just
think,
don't like the threat in there, we're going to take you down. And that's,
Yes, but see, with those threats too, it's more of I could say that to you, like just on the street, and then it's like, what does that mean though? Like, does that mean, your business? You're gonna take your business down? Does that mean I'm gonna, ruin your reputation, or does that mean I'm gonna kill you? I'm going
Right.
to take you physically
Right.
down.
Right.
So that's why it's so hard too. And for the penal law, it's got to be more of a direct threat.
Right.
If if you state online, I'm going to kill this person.
right, that's different.
All day, it's like
Yeah.
it's a harassment complaint, and it'd be aggravated harassment because it's online.
Yeah.
Whether he posted it on his Facebook, stating just in his feed, I'm going to kill this person at this place, or it was a direct threat, meaning he messaged them on Facebook,
Yeah.
even email.
Yeah.
That'd be an aggravated harassment because of the open-ended, I'm going to take them down. There's
Yeah.
not much we can do, and it's
No.
unfortunate, but
But
it's how the law-
added to it that they're going to reach out to their board of directors and threatening to do that. Like, I don't know. If there's a way to protect the center from having further aggravation with this, I'd like to do that because their focus is on providing therapy
I know.
to people who need it.
And that's why
clearly
I'm
they need
thinking.
it, but
yeah, I know.
not with my
I know.
clients.
And you're like, not with that. Why not with that? I'm thinking more or less the order of protection type.
Yeah.
But like I said, let me talk to my sergeant, just see what he thinks. Just because this is like a kind of a, not to downplay it, but a small like peg in a bigger picture, if that makes sense. Because it's been a big issue recently, and I just don't want to steer you the wrong way and just do it and then not tell anyone.
Right.
Or have something bigger occur down the road, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it
So-
does, and I appreciate that. And again, like
Yeah.
in my mind, it was let's paper this up
You're doing
just
the right
in
thing.
case.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
Anything further that's like, to the extent of them going kind of above and beyond their baseline, I'll say their baseline because it's a little bit higher than
Yeah.
most, I feel like. Report it if you think it's, above the natural action that they normally take. Just report it just to be safe like this. It's just going to protect you, it's going to protect the center, it's going to protect the kids, their kids, or his kids, I should say. And like already dealing with her own issues as well with that.
I'm sure.
3 welfare checks in one day. So, because of this person.
Yeah. Clearly, therapy would be helpful. Just
I know,
not with
I
my
know.
clients.
This is understandable. Like I said, anything further, please don't hesitate on calling, or you can email. Like I said, I can even do a phone interview with you now that I know you and I know
Yeah.
the situation. I can just, we can handle it over the phone, or I can always come in person as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming down.
Absolutely. And if there's anything further too, if there are going to be criminal charges, I will call you and let you know and just keep you updated with that.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Have a good day.
And good luck with it.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a good one. Thank you. Have a good one.